that much. But I know they do the campouts on Lower Slavin to Homeless Awareness Week. But I think that's more campus ministry than the administration. If anything, maybe the administration tries to keep homelessness off this campus.
Well, I know the Feinstein Institute has a lot of opportunities to help in the community and stuff like that.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I don't really know much about it. I just know it exists.
Okay. Have you done anything since you've been at PC?
No.
I just give people options to earn money and get their lives back in order in case they suffered some hardship or economic downturn, and then just to provide them with the means to provide for themselves.
Well, I think homelessness is a symptom of poverty, and instead of trying to solve the symptoms like homelessness, you need to solve the problem, which is poverty in itself. I don't really know how to go about doing that, but it seems that that's where the attention should be focused.
It's a program called Housing First, which puts people immediately into an apartment and then associates, if they need it, any sort of services they might need to stay there. So that could be furniture, that could be food, that could be a source of income, it could be drug rehab services, mental health services, all sorts of possibilities. But the idea is to get people off the street and into permanent housing. A study I did of one of these programs in the state of Rhode Island indicates that that's actually cost effective, because if you leave people on the street, they use up lots of hospital nights, lots of nights in state prison, shelter nights, nights in drug rehab centers, and that turns out to be extraordinarily expensive. If you give them a housing subsidy, an apartment, and a full-time case manager, who might have more than one client certainly, you still save, after paying for that, $7,000 per person per year. So it actually saves taxpayers money, and it gets people out of homelessness, off the street. So what we should be doing, and we're trying to do, is closing these large congregate shelters altogether and replacing them with Housing First programs. Just getting people immediately into housing. And then, hopefully, having a housing policy that's realistic and that understands that our housing market is only building housing for rich people. And, the students who see this, I challenge you to come up with a single house or apartment that was built by the private sector, certainly in this area, that's middle income or less in the last 20 years. I don't think you can come up with a single unit.
And here we go, life's waiting to...
That what some people do is to go to soup kitchens or help at a shelter or donate clothing or that kind of thing. That can be helpful. We need, at this point, at this moment, we certainly need shelters, we need soup kitchens, homeless people need clothing. But if you think about it, that is not solving the problem. So I would suggest going to the Rhode Island Coalition for the Homeless website, which is rihomeless.org, or you could call them at 721-5685 and talk to people at the coalition. You can talk to Karen Jeffries, who's the volunteer and internship coordinator, and she tells me I can't send her too many students. So maybe we can test her and see if she's telling the truth.
Tonight, hey, here I am, and here we go, life's waiting to begin. Tonight.